crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and I appreciate each and every one of you being here on Sunday afternoon with me. And I am very excited because we have our special guest, Miss Tasha, this afternoon. Hey, Tasha.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. So, Tasha, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce your channel to us?
Happily. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm happy to be here. Thanks. It's so nice. This is the first time we've got to chat in person, so I'm glad to be here. Well, in person. As close as we're going to get. I am Tasha. I'm an accountant by day and quilt obsessed at night is what I like to say. Sorry, I have a little cold. And I started my YouTube channel because my poor husband just couldn't bear to listen to me talk about quilting anymore. So I love making quilting videos and getting all of that quilting energy out into the world and creating a nice little community and hanging out with people. So I just really share my journey of what I feel like sewing and talking about on my channel.
No, that's awesome. Tasha, how long have you been quilting?
So I started quilting in 2015 and I had to take a little break when, having babies and they require, nourishment and all of that. So, but then, got back into it a few years ago after that. So.
No. And it's a crazy obsessive habit. It's so funny. I talk to people and I'm like, see, I'm not one of those compulsive people or, where I obsess over everything and that. And then one day my partner goes, you've seen this 5 shelves of fabric, correct? And I was like, yeah, and we won't talk about the 10 tubs of quilting kits, right?
Right.
And I was like, okay, so, I don't gamble. I'm not a big drinker, not a, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, for some reason, man, fabric just can pull you in. It's crazy.
And what's great about quilting is there's so many things about quilting. So like you start like, I'm going to do this very traditional quilt. And then you get curve piecing or foundation paper piecing or English paper piecing. And you can just, it never stops. Embroidery, long arming, it just never stops. There's so much fun.
No, it's so funny. We found, so we've got a computerized long arm and we've been playing with it. And the other day, I'm gnome obsessed, just like Danielle. Love anything with a gnome on it. And found the cutest pentagram pattern with gnomes having a snowball fight. And so the other day we decided, you know what I need to do is actually do the opposite. I need to make a very plain quilt top and then let the pentagram, let the stitching actually be the statement piece.
Star of the show. I like it.
And I was like,
I also like gnomes, so we're in good company.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just, and I don't know where that came from, but it's like, now I've got them for all seasons. I've got them for,
I got them in my garden. They're just so cute and little with the little mushrooms next to them. Like,
they just make me smile. It's just like the world is such a tough place anymore. And that's why I love my YouTube channel, right? I feel so comfortable with my YouTube family and we all get along. And it's just a nice.
And if not, you can just hide the people and you can just move on with your life.
Right.
You don't have to know.
All right. So let's see who's in the chat. Balloonist is here. Balloonist is my dear friend down in Tucson, and she's driving back from Lehigh, Utah today, where she went to a quilt show. So, hey, Balloonist. Brian's here. Good afternoon, Brian. Joydy's here. Joydy is always on. She just cracks me up. That lady is up everywhere. Who else? Julie's here. Good afternoon, Julie. Russ of Quilt Meets World is here. Russ tries to keep me straight, but he's also my enabler. In case I miss a sale, he makes sure that I see it.
We all love our friends that do that.
Right? How crazy is that? I was like, I quit Missouri Star Quilt. I turned everything off because they always have something you just have to have. And then every now and then he'll say, do you see they had Tula this morning? And I'm like, yeah. And see, I'm going to go get that now. Crazy. What else is here? Charlotte's here. Good afternoon, Miss Charlotte. So blessed by Jess is here. Hey. Alex is here from Living and Crafting with MS. Good afternoon, Miss Alex. Katrina. Hey, Katrina. Candace. Irish lady Linda's here. All
right. Are we having coffee, Linda? She's always getting a coffee.
Is that what it is?
She'll say, I'm here, but I'm running to get a coffee real quick. And I'm always like, make me one.
I do. It's funny. My partner doesn't drink coffee at all. And it's like, but I'm obsessed. I have to have like 5 or 6 cups in the morning. And just how my day starts. I can't start without it.
I'm with you.
And then it's funny because I work for a big corporation and our team is like the entire top floor. And there's only like 3 of us that drink coffee. So we end up having to go to the first floor to the cafeteria to get coffee. And I'm like, okay, you realize I spend half my morning in the elevator.
Essential.
Not giving up my coffee. But it's just crazy. Hey, Jean, welcome in. Brian says, gnomes having a snowball fight sounds adorable.
It does.
And it's just funny how you run across patterns, right? I mean, I was looking for, I think I was looking for Halloween because I made my niece a kitten quilt for Christmas. And I was looking for something to go with, that's what it was. I was looking for a cat pattern, like for fish bones or something.
Oh, yeah.
I somehow found the gnome pattern. I'm like, okay.
It was destiny.
It was just meant for me to have it. Zaza's here. Welcome in, Zaza. All right. Hope I haven't missed anyone. Not trying to miss anyone. If I miss you, holler out again.
Oh, I see Fallon from Soviet Quilts. Hey, Fallon.
Hey, Fallon. Thanks for being here. Fallon spoiled me. She's made cutting for me very difficult. I'm a big AccuQuilt person, but I bought her rulers, and I did not like them. Didn't like anything about them. And then I thought, this is silly. Why are you having trouble, right? Because it's about putting the pressure down. They won't scoot or move on you. And so I thought, you need to go back and figure out what are you doing that makes you not, And I played with them like one day, and it's like, now I have 3 sets. I have them in every house, every place. It's like, okay, now if I have to hand cut anything, I have to have that ruler. I can't somehow hold a ruler still anymore. So absolutely love those rulers. She knew what she was doing when her and her husband put that together.
Mm-hmm. I have the foundation paper piecing ruler. And it's so funny because I bought the big one that she's really well known for, but then I got that as an add-on, and then I've never used the big one, but I love the little one. It's just, I don't know how that worked out. But.
I unfortunately bought the big one, the small one, the square ones.
I'm on my way. She'll probably see my name in another order here soon.
That's crazy. Joyce is here. Hey, Joyce. Thanks for being here. Ingrid's on. Thanks for being with us, Ingrid. Sophia Quilts is here. She says, I do like, I like tea the most, but I drink coffee too. I never have gotten into hot tea for some reason. All right.
I'll do like a nice iced tea. Every now and again, I'll have a English breakfast tea. My grandma used to drink red rose English breakfast tea. Mm-hmm. So we talked into one of those for the memories.
That's crazy. So Tasha, what are you working on this evening?
So I brought along, I am finally almost caught up with a cotton cuts. Have you ever done a cotton cuts?
I have not until I think I was watching Sean and they had all these gnomes pre-cuts on.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I went and bought them because they were on clearance. And so I am working on my first ever cotton cuts, but they're only like 14 by 16. Yeah, they're small, but I'm really excited.
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing the Flyway in Freebird, the Tula.
Oh.
And so I'm actually getting caught up. I just opened up Clue 8, which was this month's Clue. So I'm finally caught up because I really wanted to be caught up when the big reveal comes in like 2 months. I think it says November is the reveal. So, and I'm still a little mixed on the mystery quilt situation. So this is evolving as it goes on how I feel about the mystery quilt.
I have not done a mystery quilt yet. There's a few things I have yet to venture into because I'm still so new, I feel like. And one of them is Art East. I really love some of the things that John does. It's like, I don't want to do all that hand cutting. And I know this requires lots of small piece cutting. So
he had a folk sampler, and I saw it like after it already launched. But if I had seen that one like before, like when everyone was doing the so long, I would not have been able to resist that one. So I'm waiting for another one of his to come along that I have to have, and then I'll jump in. I almost like the Peter Pan. Like I liked the Peter Pan one he has out that's coming, but it wasn't like enough to go, through all that cutting just yet, but I know I'll find one someday.
The one that almost got me, and I think I did finally get the pattern, was the Halloweeny
Those
with all.
cute.
I mean, are they not? But then I did end up getting the pattern because I waited too long and all the kits were gone. And I'm like, okay, so I have one to at least get. But now the problem is like, you got to try to find all the fabrics.
Oh yeah.
And
I really like otters and
really, really,
I don't know why. I just think they're the cutest. And he has a pattern that's got an otter in it. And then that Elizabeth Hartman has a pattern that has an otter. And so I keep saying one of these days I'm going to make myself an otter sampler from all these different quilts. I'm just going to make one block from here and there. But I haven't done it yet, but that's my dream, making myself an otter quilt, which is so different than what I normally like to sew, but it's so cute. And I'm like, that would just make me happy. So I want to do it.
well, and it's funny because we make quilts for everything for everybody, right? And then last year I made my niece a University of Louisville quilt. Her boyfriend husband graduated from VMI, so, and of course you can't find fabric for Virginia military, but he was in the Marines, so I made him a Marine quilt. And as I was playing around with the colleges and that, and I thought, wait a minute, you're a Hokie fan, why don't you make you a quilt? Because I didn't, everybody goes, oh, that's a pretty quilt. Yeah, I didn't make that. Somebody gave me that. Someone gave me that one. I'm like, yep, I haven't made myself a quilt. And I finally stopped and made one last year.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I turned 40 this year. So I was like, for my 40th, I'm making myself an otter quilt. That was in April. Nothing has been purchased. Nothing has happened, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
It's still on the agenda, right? I mean, your
The
birthday
first
can
step is
last all
thinking
year.
about it.
Mm-mm. Oh, Inez says John and Adam are doing a sew along. I did see that where they just posted that Adam Sews is actually going to do like a 8 or 10 week sew along. And I
Oh,
think they're using some Tula patterns and all that. And there's 3 different price levels to get into it. But Adam Sews, and of course, you can't, the little English accent, and he's just so adorable to begin with, and it's like, and
I'm a
his
sucker
bags,
for those accents. They get me.
his bags are just gorgeous that he does. So, in fact, he just posted today. Adam did an interview like with him and John
Oh, I'll
announcing
have to check it out.
the collab. So that is really
I
cool.
did a lot of napping today, my kids just started in New York. We start school after Labor Day.
Yep.
And so they'll come home with a little runny nose, and then I just get destroyed by the first cold. They bounce back in 2 days, and I'm like 2 weeks later, I'm still sick. So I'm going through my beginning of the school year cold. It's a tradition.
It is funny, isn't it? I mean, it hits us just as bad. I had COVID 3 weeks ago, and I went to urgent care and that, and had the best experience, the nicest nurse practitioner, the nurse that, like just the best experience. I was like, gosh, if I thought it was like this every time, I'd come here more often. But
Right. It's hit or miss.
yeah, but it was really a great experience. And she told me, she goes, no, you're positive, and we can give you Paxlovid and that. But she said, everyone is, she said, everyone's contracting it again because no one's testing anymore. And we're just, passing it around. Plus, there's apparently a new strain and all this. And I was like, okay. And then she told me, she goes, the problem is, she said, you'll be okay this week or so. It's 2 weeks from now. She said, we're having what they call a bounce back. And she said, that's what seems to put people down. And it did. It hit me Sunday night. And I stayed in bed all day Monday. I actually took a sick day, and I never take a sick day.
Oh,
so
awesome.
Just starting to feel normal again. It's like, oh man, I've got too much to do. I've got half my house and every other, it's like,
right.
The poor guy came yesterday to move the long arm. So he had to completely tear it down in one part of the house, move it to the other part of the house. And I said, I'm really sorry, like how bad the house is. I mean, I'm like, I've got stuff sitting in every room because it's like, well, when that gets moved, I can move this. And
I'm sure they're used to that. I saw, I can't remember who's asked. Was it Joy D? Somebody asked if I was doing the small or the large. I'm doing the large cotton cuts.
Ooh.
So, why not? And then I think Brian had made a compliment of my quilt behind me. And not that I'm here to
Yes.
self promo, but that is a quilt pattern I released. It's called Petals Crossing. But thank you. So when
No,
you compliment that quilt, it extra hits me hard because I designed that one. I spent a lot of time on it. So thank you.
no, that's funny. I was going to ask you um, where you got that, what you did with that quilt. I love that pattern.
Thank you. Yeah, it was inspired by a Lego mosaic I saw on Instagram. It took
Mm.
me a year from when I drew this up in Adobe Illustrator to when I made it, but it's there. So it was a labor of love. But now I like it hanging up there. So I'm like, maybe I'll never quilt it because it's just on my design wall, like propped up there. I'm like, meh.
It's funny. Now, do you have a long arm or do you free motion? What do you do?
No, I do not. Free motion. I use my walking foot primarily. I've done all of mine with walking foot quilting. I did send one quilt out to a long armor that was like 80 by 96 because I was like, no. But we're almost to the point now. I was like trying to debate, I'm like, how many quilt tops do I have to accumulate before I justify to myself that it's time for a long arm? So we'll see how long I last.
It's tough. I had so many quilt tops built up and I just wasn't running the long arm. So I finally told my partner, I said, I'm taking 4 of them to this lady. She does a really nice job. She's not overly expensive and it at least helped me get caught up. And then when he found out how much I paid and what all we went through, he was like, yeah, I'm going to start doing the long arm. You know, if
I
you
gotta
paid
get
me
him
that
in
for
touch with my husband so that he can convince him to do the same arrangement over here. That would be great. Tell him I need his consulting services.
it's just crazy. But I was fortunate because living in a retirement community, I was able to buy my long arm from one of the ladies that was downsizing and moving into more of, I don't know if it's really assisted living, but it is more of an apartment
Yeah.
complex and, all of that. And so, um, Lord, I bought the long arm and everything for what it would have cost less than it cost me for the software.
Oh my gosh. What brand is it?
I have a Grace.
Oh, those are nice. I've heard good things about those.
I have a Grace Q21, and it was nice yesterday because when he moved everything, he did a spa day for it, so it's all tuned up and ready to go again. And then he worked on my Juki yesterday and cleaned it all up, and it got so all my machines yesterday got spa days.
That's awesome. At the house too.
It's crazy. Brian says you did an awesome job.
Thank you.
Joyce says yes, Queen, it is beautiful.
Thank you, Joyce.
Yeah,
Do you
Zalta
like
said no one's isolating either. Yeah, that's the problem. People are just walking around with it. And we were so good about staying home when we were sick and all that. And then everybody's falling right back into the same routines. It's just,
Yeah, today I was supposed to go to a quilt guild, my local one, and I had to text them. It's a really small group, and I felt bad, but I was like, even if it's just a cold, like I'm keeping it at home. So I was supposed to help them with some technology stuff. So I'm like, you guys will get it without me. I know it.
hey, so Joydy's asking, she says, beautiful quilt, Tasha. Do you sell the pattern? I love curves.
Yes, I do, Joydy. It's Petals Crossing. If you just go to tashaquilts.com, it's right there at the top too. So
You tried to make it simple. I was like, okay, what big fancy name does she have? Where is her website and all that? It's just Tasha Quilts.
Tasha Quilts.
Sometimes we don't have to make things complicated, do we?
No, I did debate. I did try, like, coming up with a million different names because the first thing I did was bought the website before I did absolutely anything. And because I was going to focus on blogging, which never, I'm just always dreaming and coming up with plans. I mean, I still write a blog post every now and again, but it is not what I imagined it would be. And I had all these ideas, whatever. And then Tasha Quilts will be just fine. It gets the point across.
It does. Sometimes we just overcomplicate things. We think we're being creative, and it's like, okay, that just turned out to be a lot more work than I thought it was going to be.
Exactly. What are you working on? Are you working on your gnomes or are you working on something else?
No, I am working on hot pads. for casserole dishes that I started a while back. So this is
Oh,
one. So I've made several of them for. I've made them for the fall, for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. So each of the ladies in my family are getting, which is only two, are getting four each.
oh,
Um,
fun.
as
What are you
Christmas.
putting on the I that is one of the things that I have a lot of. I like making a single block and like getting it out of my system. So
Mhm.
I've accumulated a stack of blocks and I'm like, oh, I want to make hot pads. Or is that what you called it? A hot pad?
Mhm.
Um,
Yes.
I always say a different word every time I say it. And I'm like, is this a Tasha word? Is this a real word? I don't know. Uh, what are you putting on the inside? Cotton batting? Are you using some of that other funky stuff?
So I'm using the Insulate.
Okay.
So I ended up buying a. I actually bought a bundle of it. It was funny. Mama Jan came over one day and she goes, "Like you bought an entire, bolt of that?" And I was like, "Well, I'm making 12 because what I needed four for each, so that was eight. And then if I'm going to make them some, I might as well have some for me. So I thought, it goes a lot faster than you think it does.
Yeah.
But this has got the fabric with a border, and then it's got the backing. Then it does have a piece of backing inside with the insulate on top of it.
Okay. And then are you sewing them and then like flipping them?
I am. So I sewed them. So now I'm turning them inside out. And then with this one, like, see, I'll go back and I'll put a top stitch all the way
Oh, those
around
are
it.
nice.
So,
And you don't have to do binding.
yes.
I like
That's
that.
why I like these, because sometimes I'm not a fan of binding anyways. But
I
sometimes
don't trust
I think,
anybody who says binding's my favorite part.
oh, I've got a friend, I've got a girlfriend, and she tells me all the time, if you just let me teach you how to bind, like I can just whip it out in 5 minutes. It's so simple, and she does do a beautiful job binding. And it's like at some point I probably need to break down and spend a little time with her, but it's like she enjoys it. It's
A
like,
lot of
no, I
people
don't.
like the hand sewing aspect of it too. They finish it by hand, and I know they enjoy like I know I will probably enjoy it too if I would just, as you say, suck it up. But for now, I'm going to protest and be stubborn about it. I'll get there when I get there.
I I don't do hand binding. Somebody asked me one day. They said, "Well, we can show you," and I said, "There's no show me. I bought a lot of machines, spent a lot of money, so
I've got the machinery for that.
yeah, no." And
Oh,
then I
Arlie's
love the
asking if you can show what the insulate looks like.
uh, yes. So it's just white with a silver. So it's probably hard to see on the
I can see
TV,
the
but
little bits
it
of silver.
looks just like another piece of batting with but it's got the silver running through it, so it's what you would use for pot holders. It's what you use if you want to make like the hot pads and that, or oven mittens. This is what you use. It's called Insol Bright.
I did buy some because I had the dream, but it's still like literally sitting in the Amazon envelope that it came in. I never even like opened it because I had to have it.
Yep.
And then 2 months later, I haven't opened it yet. But
That
now
was,
I have a 24-hour rule for my Amazon cart. You can put something in, but you can't buy it for 24 hours. So like, you gotta chill.
I actually
Humiliating.
resisted going to the quilt show over Labor Day weekend because I had just finished unpacking 12 huge tubs of quilt kits, and three of the tubs were from what John bought at QuiltCon last February. And it's like, okay, so I haven't even taken one of these out of the tub. So I really don't belong at another show buying more to sit on a shelf somewhere.
Gotta cut yourself off. Collecting and sewing are two different habits or hobbies and habits, I guess.
I was very disappointed because I did plan on winning the lottery.
You and me both. I told my husband, you better stop and get us those $1 billion lottery tickets because you can't win if you don't play.
So I was like, so that didn't work. So
The second I woke up, I Googled what states had winners. I just needed to know. And then it was like Texas or something. And I'm like, all right, I can go back to sleep. It's not me.
I actually play online, so we can buy online in Arizona. It's
Oh,
so it actually sends me a text to let me know the numbers have been drawn. But I always wait for the second text because somewhere about 30 minutes behind it, it'll text me and say, "You're a winner." And I get real excited. And then I find out I won $2. So it's okay.
That's so funny. Oh, Alex says, I'm going to start cutting some of the leather for my quilt tonight on my live. So Alex did this pattern and fabric, and now she's going to do it in faux leather, which sounds super
Ooh.
interesting. So that'll be interesting to see cutting it on her live tonight.
Irish Lady Linda says, "Did you show off your falling leaves quilt? Did you see mine that I did with you? Love the Villa Rosa pattern." Yes, and I meant to say something, Linda. So I do a holiday quilting bee. And so for Labor Day, we picked the falling leaves Villa Rosa pattern to do as a sew along. And so my blocks are done. I still need to add the stems on and trim mine. And it's actually, they're in the new design studio hanging on the design wall. So hopefully maybe in the next week or so, I'll have mine to show off. But she did a beautiful job. It was so.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds fun. I've seen, those are the ones that you can get like on the little card.
Yeah.
I think I bought one just because, oh yeah, it's right here. I bought one just because I thought it would look cute on my wall because it was like pink and blue. And I was like, this would be so cute. So
I just like their patterns. Most of their patterns are very simple. They get into some stuff that looks more complex than it really is. Now, I have got a few of their patterns where I go, whoa, this shouldn't be your pattern. This is way more complicated than what I want to do. But overall, I like Villa Rosa, and I belong to their monthly club. Is $10, and you get 5 new patterns every month. And then if they have add-ons, I get those, which are usually table runners or placemats or something.
Wow, no kidding. They're cranking out some patterns. Well, I also thought it was like, because I took a pattern writing course, and I've written a few patterns, but man, that takes so much time and energy to write a quilt pattern. And so I originally bought this too, because I'm like, how she has a whole quilt pattern on a card. Like, how concise is this? So I was like, I need to see how they word things because I'm writing this long thing. But
no, I agree, because the first 2 quilts I made were Halloween for the grandkids, and they were 3-yard quilts. But thank God the lady that was teaching me was with me, like, because I'd read the next, here's the next step, and I'd go back and go, I don't understand any of this, because I don't know what RST means,
right.
It's like, okay, this is driving me nuts. Where I wish they'd started me with Villa Rosa, because I think their instructions are so simple that it would have gave me more confidence early on.
That's a great point.
And so it's just funny what we get used to. And so now I bounce between all over. My my new thing is, if I can't cut it with the AccuQuilt, I don't want it anymore.
I've never tried an AccuQuilt, but that says to me that it's fine. I shouldn't try one. It's good that I don't know what I'm missing out on right now. So,
well, and like I said, I don't like the hand cut. I do. And when I do use Fallon's rulers and that. But like not too long ago, there was a pattern that had a weird triangle in it. I was like, oh, I don't want to have to cut this to cut this to cut that. So my partner went out and put it on the laser cutter. He came back in and he goes, here's the template. Like, oh, okay. Well, now I've found another out.
Oh, he's hired. That's awesome. How long have you been quilting for?
I have been quilting for 2 years. So
dang, you're getting through some stuff for 2 years.
It's crazy enough. A couple of years ago, we went to a quilt show here in the retirement community. And this crazy quilt lady had a Disney gnome Christmas quilt. And it was absolutely...
What kind of Christmas gnome?
It was Disney, Walt Disney fabrics, and all these gnomes, and all Christmas. And so I was talking to her, and she goes, it's $350. And I thought, oh, that's cute. One of us just lost her mind, and it's not me. I'm not paying any crazy woman $350 for a quilt. So we went back home. I didn't sleep all night. And when we got up the next morning, they looked at me and go, we're going back to the craft show, right? It's like, yes, and you better hope we get there before she sells that. So she laughed at me when I got it, but I got it. I hang it up for Christmas and I love it. It's absolutely, and you could tell like it's all hand, a lot of hand stitching and that. But I thought this is ridiculous. If I go and buy just a simple little sewing machine, I can learn to quilt. I know how to craft and do things, and it will save me lots and lots of money.
Why buy a purse for $50 when I can make it myself for $150? Yeah.
That's right. So,
Now you have a long arm.
well, I laugh because I remember asking some of the women when I first started, like, why do you all have multiple machines? Like, why do you need more than one sewing machine? One sewing machine will do everything. So now that I have 11 sewing machines, two long arms, a serger, everything, I was like, okay. So they remind me every now and then, do you remember when you were?
Oh, that's so funny.
So what plans do you have for the holidays, Tasha? Are you going to do some special things on your channel or looking to do something unique this fall?
Well, I flattered that you think that I think that far ahead that I would have plans. Yeah, nothing too crazy yet. I do want to look into getting at least one quilting advent box
Mhm.
and quilting countdown. And actually I think were you talking earlier, it was like Adam Sews.
Mhm. Yes.
I'm pretty sure I bought his advent box like months ago. Does he have an advent box?
I didn't know he had one. He
If he
very well
does,
may. He's
I don't
in
want to
Britain.
I don't want to spread fake news, but like for some reason I was like shopping in the middle of the night and looking for like obscure advent boxes that I hadn't heard of, and I'm like pretty sure I got one from him. But maybe I'm telling myself stories. Um I'll have to look at my phone. But yeah, other than that, that's where I'm at. How about you?
I so we'll have two more holiday quilting bees. We'll have the one for Veterans Day, and then we'll have another one for Christmas Day. So I like to do a 3 hour live on those days, and just get to be together because to me, the folks on the channel are my family now,
Yeah.
and so I just definitely want to have part of that mornings with them, and then we're hosting our first retreat for New Year's Eve.
Ooh, is it
So
local to where you are?
it is. So we lucked out. We found a lady. She actually owned a house up in not a house, but a quilt shop up in Oregon in Sisters, and ended up moving down here. She's got a almost 6,000 square foot house that sleeps 14 that she just rents out basically every week for quilting retreats.
Wow.
So
That's unbelievable. Actually, I did see the preview. I thought that was super fancy when I clicked on the live to share it earlier. I was like, he's got a preview. Like, oh my gosh. I love it. You had the intro video. I'm like, man, I got to take some notes here. Yeah, I did. I did buy a advent calendar pre-order. Shipping to begin mid-November from Adam Sews. I placed it on July 4th, and then I promptly forgot about it. But and then his name came up and I was like, wait, why is that name familiar? And that's what I
yeah,
remembered.
I'll have to
So
go look.
yeah.
He is such a crazy guy. It cracks me up. I met him and his husband at QuiltCon in Phoenix, which was fun. He's a really little guy, just short, and he was talking about because he makes his own clothes. Like he'll say, "Well, I made these blue jeans last night for my husband, and today I whipped out 3 sweatshirts for us." And it's like, I mean, he just does all this stuff. And he was talking about, like he's getting older, things aren't quite the same because now he made himself a sweatshirt and he had to make a small versus an extra small that he's normally wears. And it's like, dude, I haven't worn extra small since I was like in elementary
Yeah.
school.
Since I was a wee little toddler.
uh,
Oh, that's so funny.
he does have a cute personality.
Oh,
Uh,
that's fun. Well, I got his admin box. I don't even know. Hopefully he ships to the United States because I just got it.
Oh, I'm sure it
I
does.
don't know much about it, but yeah, I'm excited to try a couple. I know the Missouri Star one's really popular and people love it, but I was trying to find a few. Like, I know there's quite a few people on YouTube that have them too, like soft squares, and I just haven't gone down the full road of I probably should though. It is September. Probably should start researching a little bit more.
I did. This will be my 4th year from Missouri Star. I like Missouri Star. I think Jenny and that team do a nice job. I had pretty much decided last year that was probably going to be my last box, just because you do want to mix it up,
Yeah.
right? But she's given us Missouri Star quilt coffee mugs that match the, they're not called melamine plates that have their logo in that. And you got the mug each year to match the plate, and there's 4 different colors. Well, this year will be the 4th one. So it was like, okay,
Need
if I
to
don't
complete
get,
the set.
and Russ goes, you could probably buy it after, right? And I'm like, yeah, don't take the fun out of it. I just need, yeah. So I did that box, and I've done a few others. But I did order a different one this year, and I don't remember. I think it's Pink Door I may have ordered from.
I think I've seen that one too.
Yeah, I have to go back and look, but I've ordered from Ginger in the past, and Open Gate, and Keepsake, and a few of them, and some of them just didn't measure up to what I thought they should be for the price, and
Yeah.
others just didn't resonate with me, and that's
Right.
fine. I don't. There's a lot of effort and work that goes into making those boxes.
Definitely. Too much for me. I'll just be the purchaser of them. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I don't know. How old is your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel just turned 2 years in June.
Oh, so you did quilting and YouTube kind of together at the same time you started.
About 6 months after I started quilting, I decided that, because I started with Ian, and I love Ian, and I love when he loses his composure and just can't recover, and and of course, then if you watch Ian, you almost have to watch Becca.
Yeah.
And then then that ended me with Sean and Russ and Stephanie and all these, and I thought, but all of them are so experienced. And it would be fun to show someone like me that has no clue what he's doing, who just continues to buy things and hack along and trying to develop some skills. And that's really how my YouTube started.
Oh, I love that. So do you do the Vlogmas then?
No, no, and I have not, only because I end up posting just about every day anyways because of the advent boxes.
That makes sense.
So to add another onto it. In fact, last year I ended up posting, I think I did every Sunday, I did Missouri Star Quilt. So instead of posting something every day, I just did the 5 days and then the 12 days or whatever it was, because it was a lot of work.
Yeah, especially when you have to go to work. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Judy says Soft Squares has the best advent box A and B. One is 12 days, one is 25. I have definitely going to look into that one. And Fallon said Open Gate isn't doing hers anymore.
She's not. And I have to say, I was a big Open Gate fan for quite a while, and I only stopped getting their like monthly subscriptions and that just because I had so much and was getting behind. And it was like, okay, I just don't need more stuff to stack on the shelf. But I was very happy with Open Gate. I think she charged a premium, but I felt like the dollar value was there.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, missed a lot of comments.
And I did watch the videos on like the Missouri Star one, but I'm like, I don't know if I would really use all that stuff. And like, to your point, it's like, how much stuff, does one person need if they're not going to use it? So I'll buy the stuff I like after I watch everybody else unbox their videos, and then I'll go buy the stuff I like.
Yeah, as I said, there's too much non-quilting stuff in the Missouri Star box.
Oh yeah, I've heard some people say that too. I think I would like a little mix. So Zaza says that's an expensive cup and plate, John. She's starting to sound a lot like Russ now. We enablers only, please.
I get reality when I walk back in the office tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Like I'm in my happy place. Please don't make me be rational. Please don't make me be mature.
It's funny. It's just so many things that come up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So do you go in the office 5 days a week?
No, I'm fortunate. I only have to. We do a hybrid schedule, so I have to go in 3 days a week, and typically I try to go Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, because there's no traffic and no one goes to the office on Monday. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
really actually nice to be in the office on Monday. Uh, the office fills up more on Tuesday, so I stay home. Wednesday, all my team is required to be in the office, so I'm there on Wednesday and then typically Thursday, but all of us work from home on Fridays.
Oh, that's nice. I thankfully, knock on wood, I'm still like fully remote. I go in, I've been in twice in the last month, and I would say that's a lot for me. And so hopefully now I'll go a little stretch without having to go in. I had to like give a training. Like I was the person giving the training. So they wanted me so weird. They wanted me to be in person with all the in-person people. Um, but yeah, so I'm really grateful because it's like a 45-minute drive for me to get to the office. So working from home has been big perk to my life.
When you talk about work-life balance, I really see the difference. I enjoy being in the office. I enjoy being around the people and that, and there is some real advantage.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have to come home to get caught up on work because people just stop and interrupt your day, or half the day I'm just on conference calls anyway, sitting in a
Right.
closed-in room with a
Are we
door.
working at the same job? This is so weird. Yeah, I know.
And so I get it. I understand, the philosophy and that behind it, but it's like I had a real good friend and they were required 4 days a month to be in the office. So like the second and fourth week, they would go in like on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and the fourth week go in like on a Wednesday, Thursday. And
Huh.
she said it was so productive because like they planned and jammed everything into those 2 days that people would be in, and
That makes
they knew
sense.
everyone would be there and the office would be full. And it's like kind of better because I have to go in 3 days because I'm a manager, but my team and everybody else only has to be in 2 days a week.
Yeah. I got lucky too because my team, everybody who reports to me did not want to come. Like we got approved for remote work, but if any of them had chosen to go into the office, then I probably would be going into the office more so. But yeah, I just was in last week for a meeting, and I was like, okay, everybody, I got to continue my publicity tour. I'm going to be around my, media tour of going and saying hello to everyone. Say here, is that Tasha? Yeah, it's me. I'm here. So then I'm like, okay, now I got to go home and actually get some work done because all I did was socialize the whole day.
I mean, I understand why businesses say there's a disconnect as far as some of the team morale and all that, but it's
Yeah,
like also the productivity. And so many of us are used to, like, I happen to work for a local company now, so everybody is local because we're a state company. But my last company, I covered 10 states from Florida to Michigan to Texas to California. And it was like, I'm never there anyways. Guys, if you're lucky, I get to come out 4 times a year and see
right.
you. And so, there's so many of that situation.
Leanie says, what type of office do you guys work in? I work for a government contractor, which means we build stuff and sell it to the government. And I work in government compliance. Oh, I know. It's so
Oh,
interesting. Um, terribly boring part of my life. But basically, I'm an accountant.
I work in human resources for
Ah,
a manufacturer. And so I deal with all the problems nobody else wants to deal with.
yeah. So both of us are a huge hit at parties when we talk about accounting and HR work. Everybody
You're
just
right.
loves to hear all about it.
Always
Hey,
like, there comes the bean counter. She's going to tell me how much I
yep.
don't have to spend now.
Are you being fiscally responsible?
Crazy.
Oh, hey, Sean. I just saw Sean pop in.
Sean,
Were your ears ringing earlier? We were talking about you.
I think Sean had me on when I had maybe 400 followers. for subscribers. He was such an awesome guy to help me get my channel started.
Yeah, he's good at like getting you over your nerves of going live.
And now I've got 2,100. How exciting
Yeah,
is
you're
that?
cruising.
Like, wow.
I was like 21 people saw your face and went, yeah, I like what he's doing, and clicked subscribe. Like, that's so crazy to think about. They may not remember you now, but at one point, all 2,100 of them, they saw something they liked. So that's pretty cool.
My daughter lives in Virginia and she laughs all the time. She goes, so you just sit there and talk for like an hour and people tune in just to watch. I'm like, well, your daddy's a little bit more entertaining than you think he is.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I get it. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
That's funny. Yeah, my son is so when I basically had just started my YouTube channel and had virtually, nothing, like maybe 100 subscribers that were maybe probably my parents. We went the little quilt guild I'm part of. The president had announced that I had a YouTube channel in a meeting, right? So we go to our local, like the quilt show, where my quilts are going to hang in just for my local quilt guild. And a woman came up to me in the parking lot and said, "Oh, are you the YouTuber?" Right next to my 7-year-olds. And so obviously she didn't know me from YouTube, but she knew me from the Quilt Guild, and I was the YouTuber. My son lost his mind. At like 7, there is nothing cooler than your mom being a YouTuber and someone recognizing the fact that your mom's a YouTuber. So we went to Hershey Park this year, and he goes, "Mom, do you think like you're gonna get recognized for being a YouTuber at Hershey Park?" I'm like, "You never know, bud." Like, no chance. No chance. But he thinks it's the coolest.
Well, and it's funny, we don't realize what resonates with our kids sometimes. So my granddaughter, a couple of years ago when we went to the beach, I'd made a comment and she goes, well, I'll do that with you. And at the time, she was 5 years old. So we ended up doing a YouTube live for about 15 minutes from the beach together. So she's all into it now. Every year we go to the beach together. She can't wait for us to do our YouTube show because, we have our show together.
That
And
is so
so
cute.
it was funny. My granddaughter and grandson are right behind each other. So she's in second grade, he's in first grade. So my daughter, right before school ended, said, would you make the kindergarten teacher a quilt? Because she's had both kids. And I said, yeah, and we'll embroider it and put their names on it and do all this. And then we ended up making a tote bag for the first grade teacher. So my daughter couldn't wait to take it to school. And the teachers were all excited. And she was like, you just need to stop. Like my Papa John and I have a YouTube channel and we do this on TV and explain this to people. And my daughter goes, I look at her sometimes and go, who is she? Whose kid is that?
That is the cutest. That is so cute. My kids know that I do time lapses, and my son, ironically, specifically doesn't want to be in the time lapses. So he's like, I've been in here for like 2 minutes while I've been there. I'm like, maybe for half a second, you better go. Versus my daughter, she'll come stand in front of the iPad and like just stare at it, hoping that like she gets caught in the time lapse. So weird. They're so different. So different. Oh, that's so cute that she thinks we have a YouTube channel. It's our YouTube channel.
It's our YouTube channel. She's on it one time a year, but it's our channel.
It's shared custody now.
Crazy. So Joydy says Soft Squares has a really nice box, and that B box is full of quilting stuff.
Oh, I'll have to check that one out. That's come up multiple times. Yeah, my son turns 8 next month, and he asked if I can get him a computer and a face cam because he wants to make his own YouTube channel. So I told him he has to get a notebook out and come up with 10 video ideas before I'll let him start a YouTube channel, and they have to be good video ideas. So he's working on that right now.
Charlotte, thank you. Charlotte says, John, your granddaughter is just adorable. Ava Lynn, her name is Ava Lynn, and she's named after me because my middle name's Lynn. So she's just the biggest ham. And my daughter goes, you don't understand. She's very introverted. She's very bashful. And I'm like, really? Because not when we get together.
Not my Evelyn. That's so cute.
Sally says she's been lurking. She's my buddy over in California. She used to live here in Phoenix and I get to meet Sally in person come January. We're going to road to California.
Ooh, Oh, that will be so much fun. I went to the Road to Virginia this year,
Oh, did you?
which was their first year, and everybody says like it, like was maybe like a third of the. And that was my first big quilt show. I've never been to a quilt con or anything like that, and I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest place ever. So now to think of like Road to California being like maybe 3 times as big as that, I just like how fun would that be?
Yeah, because we were fortunate because we had, of course, QuiltCon this year. So that was
Yeah,
exciting. We had a good time at QuiltCon. Funny enough, my partner and I wore our Dice Craft 2 shirts. And it
me
was
too.
amazing that people would come over and go, I just like that name. Can we have our picture with you? And my
Free
partner,
marketing.
yeah, right. But my partner does tend to be more introverted and does not like attention. So the fact that he said he'd wear the shirt, I didn't think about it. Finally, I asked him, I said, I'm sorry, I didn't realize we'd get so much attention with our shirts. And I said, is it okay? And he goes, it's fine as long as they don't talk to me or ask me questions.
As long as I don't have to make eye contact, it's fine.
So
That's
I
me and my husband, though. Like my husband's like, you can talk to him. I don't want to talk to anybody. Please don't make me do that.
But right, I mean, I thought, but what a good sport, right? I mean, just
Great
went
sport.
right along with it, and but just crazy.
Oh, that's fun. I'm hoping I can make it to QuiltCon this year, but I don't know. It's when my husband works for like our local county, and he's the guy that like when the snowplows go off the road, he's the one they call to get the snowplows, and obviously snow's a big deal here. And so my kids are off school, and he kind of has mandatory work during that time because like February is peak snow season here. So I don't know. The timing isn't going to work out, so I'm hoping
Yeah,
soon.
because
He's like,
unfortunately, it's what Raleigh this year,
yeah,
and then next year they've announced for Atlanta again.
right.
So
Raleigh would be like I don't know. I'm a little nervous about flying, but I could definitely drive down with my mom to Raleigh, but I don't yeah, definitely not the other one. So that's all right. I'll get there when I get there.
yeah, it's funny because I don't mind flying. I flew for work constantly, but now I'm kind of out of the habit, and I just don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
So everybody at work is so jealous because we have a conference coming up the end of the month that I have to go to. And my boss knows I hate to travel. Like, don't ask me to do these things. And she's like, well, you need to go to these two conferences every year. So this one happens to be in Kauai. So I have to go to Hawaii for 5 days.
Oh,
But
bummer.
I'm like, and everybody's like, oh, you've got it so rough. And I'm like, I hate to tell you, I don't want to get on a 5.5 hour flight to
I
Hawaii.
wouldn't
Like,
either.
I know it's be great when I get there, but like I just not really excited about it. I mean, it's just, and plus I'm going by myself because I'm the only one from our group going, and
That's
my
my
partner
nightmare,
can't
actually.
go. So
It's my nightmare. I know. The only thing I'm really upset about not being able to go QuiltCon like I originally planned is Zaza's coming over for QuiltCon this year, and I want to meet Zaza. But
how cool would that be? See, that's the thing, because I felt like I didn't get to meet as many people at QuiltCon this year as I thought I would. I missed Ian and a bunch of folks that were there, and but the problem is, so many of them are East Coast anyways. They don't want to come West Coast,
right,
so
I'll have to
it's
make the trip
tough.
to the East Coast someday.
Well, we do once a year. We go to South Carolina to Myrtle Beach. So we
Nice.
take the grandkids every year to the beach. So
My
that's when
in-laws
she.
go to Myrtle Beach each year too, and I've been like debating, like, should I bring the kids down to Myrtle Beach sometime? Maybe I'll see you there.
Well, when my daughter was young, probably she was pre-K through second grade, we lived in South Carolina. And so we used to go to Myrtle Beach, once a month or
Yeah.
every other month. So she just kind of grew up early like that. And then we hadn't been for years. And then when we decided we wanted to vacation together as a family, where do you want to go? Well, she started talking about Outer Banks and all that. And I'm looking and I said, okay, here's one rule. Wherever we go, daddy has to be able to take a flight and get off the plane and be there.
Right.
Right? I'm not doing a 3 hour drive to the Outer Banks or none of that. So it ended up Myrtle Beach. And every year I'll ask them, like, do you want to, do we want to do something different? And they're like, no, we've kind of gotten used to it. It's 51 weeks before we go back. So it's different enough. They enjoy it. We kind of know now where we want to go, what we want to do. And
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I want to
so,
start something with my kids. We haven't because they're 8. Well, he's going to be 8 and then she's 5. So we're kind of like now where they're kind of fun and a little bit like less work
Yep.
to
Yep.
drag them
Yep.
somewhere. And so I'm like, oh man, my dad had taken us to the Outer Banks quite a few times over the years. And so I'm like, oh, it might be nice to like rent a house but it's a long drive. So we've talked about Myrtle Beach, and then there's like a beach in Delaware or something that people really like. But we'll see.
Zaza says I need to go to Myrtle Beach in February and do QuiltCon too.
There you go. I like that. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been to Myrtle Beach. I've been to Virginia Beach, but I don't think I've ever been to Myrtle Beach.
So interesting enough, I moved to Phoenix from Virginia. My niece, who's really like my sister, because we are only 4 years apart, so we really grew up as brother and sister, has a house at Virginia Beach. And so I used to have a key to it. I could go up anytime I wanted and all that stuff. But when we started looking to go on vacation somewhere, Virginia Beach is outrageous compared
Really?
to Myrtle Beach. We can, for half of what it would cost to go to Virginia Beach, we can go to Myrtle.
That's crazy.
And so that's why we ended up in Myrtle Beach.
I believe it.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Joyce says, John, do you do the shag? I'm not sure what the shag is.
I don't know. I've got some ideas, but none of them are really
YouTube worthy?
yeah. Not if I want to get invited back.
Oh, how crazy.
I don't know, but I like your style, Joyce.
Katrina says Quilt Fest is in Jacksonville starting Thursday. I love Jacksonville. Stella says she's already got her classes and everything and tickets for QuiltCon.
Oh, I didn't realize you had already made up that many plans, Estella. That's awesome.
Katie Kraft says life is tough, John, when work sends you to Hawaii.
Let me cry about my first world problems, but I still would complain the whole time. So I would be rotten about it.
Estella says next on her list is the Houston show. And that is, I really would like to go to the Houston show next year.
I've seen a lot of cool things on Instagram about that one that looks really neat.
Looking at, the shag is a dance. No, I have to say, I don't know how to do the shag.
I will be Googling that later, so I hope that's not somebody's not trolling me.
It's interesting enough because I grew up with older siblings, so I did learn how to do the twist and all those things. And it's funny because now living in a retirement community, right? We go to some of the dances and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get up and twist." I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that for a few minutes. My knee will give out in a minute."
Yeah.
But they're like, "But do you know how to do that? You're so much younger." And I'm like, "Oh, you'd be surprised what I can do." Oh, she said it's a dance they used to do on the beach in Myrtle Beach. Well, I definitely want to look at that now.
Yeah. You got to bring it up.
Hey, Tasha, have you entered any quilt shows yet?
I haven't, but I'm getting the gumption to want to do it. So I think I'm going to try to enter this one in the state fair next year, in the New York State Fair. But yeah, I haven't. I thought about doing like one of the ones at QuiltCon, the Pantone challenge and stuff like. Well, I don't know if is that QuiltCon, the Pantone challenge. Either way, I thought about that, but I haven't yet. How about you?
No, we have our quilt club has a show coming up in February, so I may put in some of the embroidery in that we've done. I may end up putting a quilt in. I haven't decided yet. We've got a few months before we have to enter anything, but that would probably be the first dip my toe in, but definitely would like to enter the state fair next year here in Arizona. Our state fair opens the last week of September and runs the entire month of October.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, well, because it's too hot in the summertime for us to do anything. So
ours is the last 2 weeks of August.
Yeah.
Week and a half or something like that.
Yeah. So ours runs the whole month, and now they take the last week of September even. So I do want to look at doing some. Sean's a big encourager for that.
I know. He's definitely influencing me that way too. Like, I want a ribbon. I want to be an award-winning quilter.
That's right. That's right. But the quilt behind you is so beautiful. I mean, I just can't imagine not getting that out and showing that off.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take it to a long armor and have them long arm it. And Yeah, I love the quilt so much. And like I said, it took me a year from like when I imagined it to actually making it. And the idea of like just walking foot quilting it makes me sad. So
I
drive it to the
understand.
lady that I know.
Well, Tasha, we're back at the top of the hour. Why don't
Yeah.
you tell everyone about your channel and anything you've got coming up special in the next couple of weeks?
Awesome. I would love to. Thank you so much. So yeah, you can find me anywhere on the internet at Tasha Quilts. And I recently started a podcast called Stitching the Dream, which is basically just a YouTube video, but I'm just chatting with you. And that's Mondays at 8 a.m. Eastern. So tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And yeah, just come hang out with me. Come say hello. And yeah, thanks for having me.
No. So I have so enjoyed having you on today. It was awesome getting to know you a little bit better. Love the fact that you're doing patterns and doing so much creativity. Maybe a little bit jealous, but
I'll get you there. I'll drag you along with me if you want to come. Let's go.
we are one big happy family at the end of the day, aren't
That's
we?
right.
Well, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't been to Tasha's channel, the link is below to go over and check her out, show her some love, make sure you subscribe. And as always, until next time, happy crafting. Thanks for being